Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Gloomhaven Guildmaster. Now, before we get into our next mission, which is probably going to be weird science, just because the title sounds cool, we've switched out both of our characters. So we've got the Quartermaster and the Spellweaver, both at level 2. We're looking to get them some decent XP, but we've also got a big stack of cash. When I say big stack of cash, it's not really big, but it's big enough for us to be able to do something with it, especially for the Spellweaver. In my grand master plan for where the Spellweaver is going to go, we're going to have Reviving Ether as one of our final cards. Like, at the moment, we've got added range onto Fire Orbs, which is a temporary thing, because we're not going to be having it for the long term. But it's good for now, because we can work with it and then sell it back later. But Reviving Ether is always going to be in our deck. Adding an additional move onto this is always going to be useful to us. So I'm going to get that right now. And the second thing I want to do is down on Flashing Burst, add to the range. It's 55, but this means it's now range 4, attack 3 consistent. And this is always going to be in our deck. Again, so it's another direct benefit. It has spent most of our money, but the Spellweaver is significantly more powerful on the back of that. Now, an interesting thing about that, actually, if I go back to Flashing Burst, is the rest of the enhancements have now ended up becoming more expensive because we've already got one on this. So that is something to bear in mind. As you put more on the same card, they get progressively more expensive as you go through. But ultimately, it's only gold. Gold is easy to get. So, speaking of gold, Weird Science, an isolated tinkerer scientist, has been performing experiments with the undead. Instead of controlling them, they've taken over the bottom floor of his tower. Oh dear. So we've got living spirit elites and living corpses. We're going to get the major mana potion design out of this. Okay. Let's see if we can help out. Something happened on the path. The path leads you to a narrow passage between two rocky outcrops, and you're about to make your way through when several hooded figures suddenly step out from behind the rocks. Halt! The largest of the men steps towards you. This here's a toll road, the man grunts. If you want a pass, you gotta pay. You notice several others have also emerged from the rocks behind you. You are surrounded. Jeez. We're not gonna pay the toll, because 24 gold is just obscene. Fight them or attempt to flee? I think fight them. You attempt to take down the bandit leader before he can react, but he is faster than you expect for a man of his stature. He catches you with a wide horizontal slash with his dagger, before falling after a blow to the head. Injured but undaunted, you turn to take on the rest of his goons. Clearly no match for the likes of you. Within seconds they all lie dead on the ground. You claim the coin purse from the bandit leader's belt of surprise and continue through the passage. Hey, so we got some money out of it, even if we did enter... yeah, slightly injured. But 17 gold. That is a fair trade for me. So, you've been contacted by a tinkerer hermit who lives alone in a tower situated deep in the forest. After a clockwork bird was sent to Lowtown asking for help. Apparently, his research in reanimation of the dead has been partially successful. The bodies and spirits have both been reanimated through, unfortunately not at the same time, which has caused some unfortunate side effects. You follow the directions and arrive at the base of the tower. Undead are roaming free, and you'll need to clear the area before you can venture upstairs to talk to him. Right, I think we can possibly do Streamline. I don't think we're going to get Opener because Spellweaver is probably going to nuke things. Kill 5 or more monsters during this scenario? Yeah. Although, actually, kill 1 or more elite monsters is also equally likely. So let's go with that one because it's probably easier to focus on. Scientists, eh? I'd never mess with necromancy. Oh, because you don't understand magic and are terrified of the undead? Well, there's that. There isn't a great return on investment. Also, some of the corpses end up looking like a particularly unpleasant uncle I used to have. Okay, so I am a huge fan of using the Spellweaver to Alpha Strike. So we want to be doing fire orbs, we want to be moving quickly, so we're going to be using Mana Bolt and fire orbs in order to nuke these 3 front ones. Fire orbs has got a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't need to move any closer. We are perfectly fine where we are. That's going to get decent damage on each of them. Quartermaster, let's pull you over here for the moment while we have a think about what we're going to do with you. Now, the Spellweaver might get enough damage to kill the elite this turn, but likely it's going to die due to the wound. Do we have anything worthwhile raised? Ooh. If we go for Sharpening Kit and actually just move a little bit slower, let's say Flashing Burst, we could make the Alpha Strike even more powerful. So Sharpening Kit gives the ranged attack and then Crippling Bow to shoot this guy. I think that's a good plan. So the Quartermaster is actually going to start off by shooting this one, and then the Spellweaver is going to nuke all 3 of them, and hopefully we move before them, but if not, they're at reasonable range, so we should be good. There we go. We're not quite moving before them, but we'll take a little bit of damage and it'll be fine. So here is the aura for the damage. And the Crippling Bow, I have misjudged the range because that was a massive mistake. Massive mistake. Well, there's not much we can do about that. It should have been 1 closer. I didn't count it out. Let's get the Crippling Bow back. At the very least, this is going to do a lot of damage. So, nuke, nuke, nuke. And you know what? Let's add on the power potion as well. Two kills, 1 turn. And we'll move up to here. At the very least, we've got that elite kill done, so that's nice. Before we go any further, let's just check. We've only got 1 other room, so that's not too bad. We need to move in closer, so Crushing Hammer will move us in and give us a bit of shield. Crippling Bow will let us attack 1 of the remaining. And that'll be fine. And then next turn we can use Reforged to get 2 of our discarded cards back. As for the Spellweaver, what's the most damage we could do? We could Flame Strike this guy. Flame Strike him. Do we have any other attacks on the bottom? No, we don't. We could get aid from the ether out, which is always fun, but I want to kind of save the cards a little bit. So let's do Mana Bolt for the healing on the bottom instead. This is only range 2, so we might end up using Mana Bolt to move in closer, depending on how quickly these guys move. They're moving slow, and they're not even moving. So yeah, give you a shot just to get you done. In a little bit closer, get the wound on, and we can start moving towards the door. Do we have any jump skills over here? I don't think so. Hasten step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll get us round to the door, which is fine. Or maybe we do it just a little bit slower with proficiency. Yeah. Let's do that. Over here, we want to do a little bit of damage. Don't need too much though, so Frost Armor will be perfect. And then Aid from the Ether will allow us to move in and grab some gold. He'll die on his turn. So we can directly ignore him as a threat. And just move for the next room. Okay, Ride the Wind will give us the looting. Reviving Ether will move us into the next room, and then we'll need short rest in the next room. Hasten Step and Paling Sphere. I don't know how busy the next room's going to be, but it looks like we've killed half the mobs. So we should be fine for a bit. If we do it this way, there's a chance we'll be able to get a couple of attacks off if there's something close enough. And there is something close enough. We look at that. So Hasten Step, get the attack. It's going to move one attack for poison. Yeah, ouch. So no matter what we do, we're going to get hit. At least we did a little bit of damage on him. We're going to want to Alpha Strike these next turn. Ow! That's a big hit. That is also quite a big hit. Not a big fan of them doing that. Not gonna lie. Grab the gold, come in as far forwards as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to be in range for when we fire orbs next turn. We can't fire orbs next turn because we've burned it, but there are other things we can do. Let's use the Cloak of Invisibility now and plan to go slowly. I think it's going to have to be a short rest over here. I don't like losing Crushing Hammer, but I also don't want to take any more damage. Iron Bulwark's going to let us do a decent hit. Sharpening Kit would heal us. Do we not have anything else that would heal? Not really. But if we go for restock, then we could get 2 attacks off and maybe get a kill. Over this side, it's got to be a short rest. Ooh. We're going to have to lose Flash and Burst because I don't want to risk losing Reviving Ether. So what are we going to do instead? We can't do Mana Bolt to heal him because he's too far away. We could do Aid from the Ether. That'll heal the poison. And Mana Bolt to heal us. Yeah, let's do that. Try and mitigate some of the problem that we've got. close. Spellweaver is going full tank. That's a big hit. More than was necessary, but it's fine. We can tank that. That's fine. That is less fine. Let's burn Ride the Wind. That's not too bad. Okay, I think we're going to have to do Reviving Ether in order to get Fire Orbs back. So, Frost Armor to burn it, Reviving Ether to burn it and use it. On this side, Sharpening Kit will get us some immediate healing on us. And Reforge would give us back those 2 cards. Sure. So we're just buying time, really. So Frost Armor, we're not going to take any damage. And Reviving Ether, give us back all our burn cards. The muddling's annoying for next turn when we do the Fire Orbs, but only for the Spellweaver. Okay, Iron Bulwark and Restock come back into my hand. It does nothing. It does something. It does nothing, and I'm really glad about that. It does something. Let's burn Proficiency. Just so we don't have to worry about it. Okay. Fire Orbs is not going to be as awesome as it was previously. We want to move quickly, so let's go Flame Strike and Fire Orb at the same time. In fact, no. We'll go Flash and Burst and Fire Orbs. We can't move away, but we can at least hit these 3. Iron Bulwark, Restock. We're moving before the Living Spirits, so hopefully we'll have something worthwhile. Nice! Got the kill. A little bit of damage. It is not quite the Alpha Strike I was hoping for. But we will be able to get a wound on them next turn. That is a lot of damage. Let's lose pace and step. I'll take the damage there, I'll take the damage here. Not happy with either of them. We will lose Ride the Wind. Okay, Crippling Bow will allow us to shoot this guy. It's going to have to be a short rest. We need to use Flame Strike to get that wound on this guy. Maybe we get the Mystic Ally out. See if it can tank some... he's out of range, right. We're gonna have to move in to do that. Which is not what I wanted. What are these guys going to do? They're going to attack for range 3 and stun, so we're going to basically tank them, is what I'm hearing from that. which is fine. We get the wound off. That's the important thing. Two turns, he'll be dead. I mean, we could come up here and try for the Impaling Spear through both of them and hope for a +1 or +2. I did that completely wrong. It's fine. We'll shoot for the guy at the back. We got nothing. This is going to be painful. Ooh. Yeah, lose Flashing Burst. Attack 5. Burn 2 discarded cards. Yeah, gonna burn 2 discarded cards on that one as well. That is just nasty. Reforge and let's say sharpening kit. It's got to be a short rest. We can't afford to burn anything else, so we're just going to try crippling bow shooting this guy until he dies. And hope we get lucky. And really it is about hoping we get lucky. Because we need a +2 to kill this guy. And that is not it. That is not it. Well, we may as well get the money that we can. One of them's going to die, but it's not going to be enough. Especially when he heals up. So we're going to have to try this again, and I'm going to need to definitely plan this this transition in a lot better. If we hadn't spent as much time grabbing the money over here, we would have had more cards. But also, if I'd taken a proper rest with the Spellweaver, we would have had some of our equipment back. And I think that was my biggest mistake, because their shield is so big and there were so many of them. Alright, give it to us. They did get a little bit lucky with the rolls, but honestly, it wasn't the rolls that did that. It was a couple of misplays on my side. So, what have we learned? We've learned that even when you have enhancements, you can't get cocky. But we have unlocked a new friend. The Sawbones. He's coming in at level 1, so we're going to switch over to him straight away. It seems someone has noticed you may need some help staying alive. Yeah, slightly. The Sawbones is now available to add, and of course, from that, we have a whole bunch of new things in order for them to get perks. So Sawbones reaches level 2, that's one of the new ones. Sawbones wins 10 scenarios where no allies exhaust. Interesting. Sawbones wins 10 scenarios when he doesn't drop below 50% health. That seems reasonable. Sawbones heals 200 points of health. That's going to take a little bit of time. But definitely not impossible. Definitely not impossible. we've also got a new relic quest. We've been in a lot of scrapes together, and I've noticed our mercs are quite often overburdened in combat. I've had a call from a Valorith armourer who's invented a new close-fitting cuirass, but he says his business partner stole the prototype. He then fled to Scurvy Bay with his associates, so you'll need to go there to recover it. Okay, we can definitely do new relic quests. Right, well, with a new person joining, let's take the Quartermaster and swap them out. And we'll bring the Sawbones next time. There is a lot of very interesting abilities that they have. So I'm going to spend some time. We definitely want prevention is key. Definitely want prevention is key. So I'm going to have to decide what we want to swap out from this in order to bring that in. But that is going to be in between this and the next episode. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Gloomhaven Guildmaster. See you soon.